horses only move one another with rhythmic pressure. Very rarely do they use steady pressure. So in teaching our horses to respond from rhythmic pressure, we're building a mental connection with them. So I'm going to shake my finger. If that doesn't work, I'll shake my wrist. If I need to, I'll shake my elbow and my pole arm. As soon as my horse goes backwards, I release the pressure. I'd like your horse to respond. Stay. The lightest try. We work in 4 phases. So that way our horse learns to teach us to become light. I'm also going to use rhythmic pressure in several other ways to get them backwards. Light as possible. As firm as necessary. Basically, I just want you to be able to get your horse out of your space. When your horse is out there where you can see them, they can't be standing on you and you aren't going to get hurt. I would ask my horse to go backwards, and they've learned the request. They're going to lick and chew. That lick and chew means that the horse has processed and learned what you're trying to teach and communicate. So in the beginning processes with your horses, you'll probably need to allow a lot of time to lick and chew, or what I call dwell time. Pressure motivates, release teaches. A long release, meaning I'm not asking my horse to do anything, I'm not fidgeting with the rope, I'm not expecting anything else, teaches Bella that she got the right idea, that when I asked her to go backwards, she could stand away from me and not feel insecure and crowded space. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move the forequarters over. What I'm looking for is I'm looking for the rear foot to cross over the forefoot. We use 4 phases. I'm going to suggest, ask, promise, and ultimately pull if I had to, until the horse feels its front end over. When you're leading a horse, it's very easy to be caught up in leading your horse close to you and end up with a foot on top of your foot, which becomes dangerous in a panic situation. So I want to be able to look at my horse and drive the front end over. If I can't move my horse's front end on the ground, I likely have steering issues or a horse that's heavy on the forehead. So if that's a problem that you already have with the horse that you're riding, this could be one way to teach them to shift their weight to their hindquarters and lighten their front end. Anytime I put pressure on a horse from here forward, it should cause a horse to go forward or turn. So right now I'm asking my horse to turn using rhythmic pressure. So that way you can maintain communication with your partner. When a horse is in flight mode, their hind legs stay straight. If you've ever seen a racehorse run, you'll notice that their legs never cross or they would fall over. By teaching our horses to cross their legs under and bend their body, we're doing 2 things. We're causing them to think and take them out of flight mode, and we're relieving anxiety. Every time a horse disengages, it takes away anxiety so they don't become worried. So if your horse feels worried, you now have a tool to help your horse calm down and focus on you so you can give them another request. So we can back up, move the would like for him to learn to have self-control. So we're not going to make another request as long as he's licking and chewing because he's thinking about what he just did. Though Danny knows the program, he doesn't know me, so we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt of learning to work with that. Does that make sense? Yes. Go ahead and have Danny take a few more steps backwards, point our finger, use our wrist if need be. We go into our full arm if we had to tell him to get back down. Now we're going to start out as light as possible. Request and the horse doesn't respond. horses, your horse is going to learn to respect your body language and probably never take the boundaries with you later on. Make sense?
And that's a situation you don't worry about phases. You do what
Don't
it
worry
takes.
about phases. If it works to steady your boss, it's going to take you over. Make sense? Okay. All right. So where's the drive line on your horse? The drive line is all the way here. So where this becomes practical is when we're helping up on toe. Is if I'm leaving my horse on, I'm always going to put my horse with that shoulder over there. Don't stand where your feet fall and I'll stand on my feet. So I just put a nice spot. Okay? I'm going to do the same thing, just as promised me. I would go to the dog, I would pat the horse ahead here, and then put the horse on your over and away from me. Okay? Your turn. Not too bad. So why did you choose to quit there? So you chose to take the pressure off as soon as you saw the horse run. And in the beginning stage, if it's a lean in the right direction, that's a good place to release. And then eventually it will start looking like that because your horse understands what's happening.
Come on, give us a spin.
Not too bad, right? So why don't you try both sides on Danny? So you want to make sure we practice this every time that we work with our horses. So be it a Greek horse that has never been handled to our everyday partners, we make sure these things are good. And there's a couple of reasons why I want this to be good. First off, when I send my horse off, if I can't communicate with her up here, she's probably going to go the wrong direction. Bella's recovering from an injury down here, so she might have a day where stepping across is really difficult. So I might know she might be a little bit sore that day. I shouldn't stress those muscles that much. I'm looking for all of those things to see if my horse is tender, if they're in the right frame of mind, or if I just need to tune up these basic skills to make sure that the rest of my ride goes well. So it takes quite a bit of time to learn this and become proficient at these skills. Using this as your warm-up should only take you a few minutes when you get good at it. Okay? So go ahead and see if you can move both the left and right shoulders. And relax. Danny's always chilled out. There we go. Now if I felt like I've offended my horse in any way, sometimes people get a little worried about kind of putting their horse up, their hands up because they're afraid the horses are going to get worried. If I ever have any worry about that, I'm going to come rub some love in to make sure that we're still friends. The most important thing that you can do for a horse is give them the release when you try. He looks Okay, let's move the forequarters off to the right this time. Let's see if you can keep enough pressure there to actually get that push. Cross over, cross over. A little bit of communication.
Ask a little more, yeah.
Let's see if we can add just enough pressure to get that foot to step over. Okay. So now I want you to stand at your horse's shoulder. So anytime I don't know what to do with this great big long rope, and I feel like being in my horse is too much. Riding, remembering that everything that we do on the ground is preparation for riding. So I want to see if my horse can take some communication and some direction from back here. And it's a little bit different in terms of how they see us. So I want to make sure that when they feel that rhythm on the rope, that they're still going to give me the same response. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. You go ahead and give that a try on Danny.
up and down when you're coming from the side.
So when you're from the side, it might help you a little bit. So when we're out here in front, if we go left to right, can you see how that knot rocks left to right on their nose? So if we're out here on the side, it produces the same action on the front. Does that make sense? So out from the side, we'll wiggle up and down instead of side to side. Not too bad. So now we're going to do our best grumpy mare impersonation. So if I look at her and I say, "Oh, Bella, get away from me," there's no body language that says leave me. But if I do my body language and say, "Hey, get back," you can see Bella understands that she needs to move with me. So as I go to move the hindquarters, so we're going to put pressure behind the drive line, and the hindquarters are going to step away from me. Okay? Got my leading in, my swinging in. You're going to get a look on my face. Just ask, promise. If I had to go out there and tell my horse to get her hindquarters away from me in a hurry, I want to make sure that my horse is familiar with that, so that way in an emergency situation, if that horse needs to move and needs to move now, it's not something that they're offended by. A lot of people get really worried about the leather popper on the end of the rope, or ever touching their horse. His mom moved him the day that he was born and probably bit him a dozen times. "Hey, don't do that. Move here, move here." So I don't feel that bad about letting the end of my rope touch my horse. And I'd rather prepare them for what that's going to feel like. So if we're in a high adrenaline situation where my horse could overreact, it's not going to be something that surprises them, creating aggression or fear. My horse goes, "Oh, that just means I need to move out of her way." So as I swing, I'm going to swing overhand. So my horse does move. My rope can stop and take all the life out of my rope. So just ask. And she knows that I followed through with promise and tell if I had to. You can try again on both sides, please.
You start at the shoulder.
You stand at the shoulder. And what we're going to do is eventually when you disengage him enough, you'll end up out here in front of your horse's nose. So if I look at those hindquarters and I have to walk in there, see how Bella ends up away from me even if I step at her shoulder? So just put enough energy in there to cause the hindquarters to go far enough away from you that you can see on the front of you. Okay? Get your grumpy mare look. Alright, girls, swing overhand. Go in there. Don't be afraid to touch him. See how that near foot stepped under really nicely and now you've got 2 eyes and 2 ears? We want that always. So kind of thinking about how especially young horses or distracted horses or horses suffering from some form of anxiety, they kind of look off over here and before you know it they're distracted and dragging you down the hill and you couldn't possibly have any communication with them. So now if we work with that disengagement, and anytime my horse takes their eyes off me, Bella never would, if I go to move those hindquarters, she goes, "Oh, I need to organize my nose to stay where I can hear what Mom wants." Does that make sense? So if I work that disengagement, I can take away all of the anxiety and keep my horse's attention focused on me. Why don't you try a couple of those because I want to make sure you build a lot of respect with Dan. If you think about what horses do disengaging each other in the wild, the grumpy mare probably his mother did this to him. "You better look at me." And he'd go, "Oh, sorry Mom, what would you like?" So in turn he learned to respect his mom because Mom said I would follow through with that. So that's one of the first things you can do with a horse that you're not familiar with is just go work that disengagement. Get 2 eyes and 2 ears, get a correct step of disengagement, and before you know it, that